How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Staying Focused for Jesus. Hope each and every one of you are having a blessed day in the Lord Jesus Christ. As always, today is December 26, 2022. December 26, 2022. On my lunch break. Well, not my lunch break. My 15. It needs to be my lunch break. On my 15, I want to drop this video on y'all real quick. So y'all excuse me as I drink my cold brew coffee. Caramel cold brew oat milk latte with lion's mane and reishi mushroom. You can pause if you want to check it out. Pretty good stuff. I just recently started drinking coffee. What does it have in it? It's dairy free, no refined sugar, functional mushrooms, and clean caffeine. So it has, the lighting in here is terrible, so y'all give me a second. Oat milk, which is water and oats. Dates, so it's sweetened with dates for those who know about the dates. Cold brewed coffee. Coconut MCT oil. If you know about the MCT oil, then you know what's up. If not, you can go do research on that. Organic natural flavor. Hey, Himalayan pink salt, gum, acai, or however you pronounce it, ACACIA, rosemary extract, reishi mushroom, and a lion's mane. I just started recently drinking coffee like this. And what I do is I try to eat around 4 or 5 at night. Doesn't always work out that way depending on, the day. And then whenever my last meal is, going into the next day, I don't eat breakfast. I used to. If I'm off, I probably won't eat breakfast with the family and everything, but I will go to work and I won't eat breakfast. That way I'm still in a fasting mode. My body is still fasting. I have to be to work at 5 o'clock, so I get up around 3:45, 4-ish, depending on how I'm feeling. And I go on my first break around 7 something, and I will continue to fast, and then I will kind of like break my fast with this instead of eating other food. And my reasoning for that is to continue fasting. You're sleeping, you're fasting, you're already in that mode. Your body's already in that mode of burning those or producing those ketones. And then it'll carry over instead of breaking your fast, eating this big old breakfast, and then you can barely move because your sugar levels are up, your sugar level has spiked and everything. Now you gotta go to work and you're not doing as much moving. I know it's not really a part of the video, but you speak as the Spirit moves you. But yeah, I go into that, and then on lunch, which is usually around 10:30 to 11:30, that's when I will officially break my fast. And I'm tweaking that. Normally I eat like a sweet potato, some popcorn, avocado, and some eggs, and maybe like a little nutritional bar that's organic. But I've been reducing that now, so I'm eating like half a sweet potato and some eggs. I always eat the avocado, as long as if they're ready and everything, because sometimes they're not ready. And my popcorn, stuff like that. And then I have my water that I will make in the morning time, which I will mix with some apple cider vinegar and sometimes some molasses or some honey. Molasses is good for you because it has high iron content. But let me also say this. If you're interested in what I just said, adjust it for your schedule. Adjust it for your lifestyle and everything. What I do in that regard may not work for you because your schedule may be different. But you can still implement a lot of the things I just said that's going to be beneficial for you. We know the benefits of fasting. One of the benefits of fasting is a clarity of mind. Fasting does help clear your mind, and also, of course, clear your body and bring the flesh into subjection, into obedience, and so many other things. But what I want to get to real fast is business, in the business of this exodus back to Africa. I'm a businessman at heart. Rather it's physical business or it's spiritual business of the Father. Christ spoke about this. He said that he is about his Father's business. When I make a move, I don't just make a move blindly. I make a move with a reason. I do things with a reason and a purpose, regardless if somebody understands it or doesn't understand it. Regardless if my wife understands it or she doesn't understand it. Everything that I do, for the most part, is calculated. Even when it seems like I do something spontaneous, there's still calculations behind it. It's a business move. It's been assessed. What are the risks? What is the reward? What is it going to cost? Just as Christ said, count the cost of following him. And most people that profess to be believers, they have never counted the true cost of following Christ. We have all this talk about going back to Africa, this exodus back to Africa, but nobody's really counting the cost. More people are saying we need to do it, we need to do it, we need to do it, we need to do it. There's many, many issues with that. For one, most black people, let's just be real, y'all niggas is lazy. Y'all niggas is lazy. You barely want to work. Even if it's a good paying job, you barely want to work it. You don't want to put the work in to get where you need to get, which is the bigger issue. And when I'm talking about a laziness, I'm not necessarily talking about a physical laziness. I'm talking about a spiritual laziness. I'm talking about a spiritual laziness. Most black people are spiritually lazy. What happens when your spirit is lazy? It manifests in your fruit. That's part of the reason why we as a people collectively don't accomplish nothing. Running a business is hard, but most of us don't want hard work. Running a business includes failures, but most of us are too afraid to fail, let alone even leave the city, the little corner of this earth that you was raised in or whatever. You afraid to go over here. You afraid to go over there. Now that's your little corner. You comfortable with that. That's one thing. But you're afraid to leave the city. You're afraid to leave the block. And you talking about you going over there to Africa, man? You're afraid to start a business because you don't want to fail. I lost 2 businesses. One of them I left. Y'all know I had the cleaning service. But since I've been here, I've lost 2 businesses and a 6-figure real estate deal. 6 figures. Do you see me on the I lost it. What am I gonna do? Come on, man. Come on, man. I lost that deal. I lost that battle, but I didn't lose the war. Everything in due time, right? And y'all talking about you going to Africa. You afraid to fail here. You don't know nobody over in Africa for real. You better like the people over here. You talking about you gonna go over there because there's a whole bunch of black folks. How you gonna get there? What money you got? What businesses you got? Have you set yourself up with work at home jobs? Have you set yourself up with online businesses? Have you set yourself up with real estate? Have you set yourself up with investments? Because you just can't go over there and talk about you finna get a job. It don't work that way. But they're not telling you all this, and you ain't doing the research yourself. But y'all going to Africa, though. And you ain't got nan plan. No plan, and you ain't doing nothing right now to set yourself up. Like I said, everything that I do is for a reason. If I go to Africa, I'm going because the Lord leading me, or hey, maybe I just want to visit. I'm not going because a whole bunch of black folks are trying to go. Keyword trying to. I want to be in a position, ain't no trying, I'm going. That's a position that I'm striving to be in. Not only with that, but other things. How many of you know that when you go over to Africa, specifically Ghana, you have to pledge your allegiance to Ghana? Did they tell you that? Now, what's the issue with that? There's many issues with that. You may say, oh, you pledge your allegiance to America? No, I don't. When I was in the military, I pledged my allegiance to America. When I was in school, at the time they had a Pledge of Allegiance. I know they got it now. I pledged my allegiance in that regard. I don't pledge my allegiance to America right now, and America knows that. They watching the video right now and putting it in the file. They know that. I'm exercising my amendment rights. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, freedom of all these different things that I have as a American-born citizen. When you go over there to Ghana, Ghana has a government, I think it's a presidential representative democratic republic, if I remember correctly. Presidential representative democratic republic. There's a key word in there: democracy. Democracy is the enemy of monarchy. Democracy is an enemy of the biblical form of government, with Christ being the head that we speak about in the book of Isaiah. When you go over there to Ghana and become a citizen, you must pledge your allegiance to Ghana, and when you are pledging your allegiance to Ghana, you are pledging your allegiance to that form of government. If you are pledging your allegiance to that form of government, then you are what? You are going against the biblical form of government. You are going against Christ. When Christ stepped on the scene, Christ didn't pledge his allegiance to the Roman government. He didn't pledge his allegiance to the remnant of the Egyptian government that was around. He came to establish and let be known his government. And they hated that because they knew what it meant for them. So my question is, how y'all going over to Africa when most of y'all is lazy? Most of y'all complain, and you don't do nothing about it while you are complaining. I give you grace if you're going to complain, at least do something about it. Most of y'all, you don't have the money. Most of us don't have the money. And you ain't doing nothing. You ain't planting no seeds to have the money. You ain't planting no seeds to get yourself off the system that you said that you hate so much, working for the man. But I'm supposed to take y'all serious. God is supposed to take y'all serious. Then you got the change-o. Shout out to Brother Ollie for that right there. The change-o. For the change-o DNA. That's pretty much mandatory. Unless you got some money, you going to pay somebody off, it's pretty much mandatory. Where you going to get the money from? You barely got the money now to pay your bills. And you ain't really doing nothing or come up with no type of plan strategy to say, hey, you know what, this cycle of this cycle that we're going through is stupid. You're not even striving to do something different. Because you're afraid of this and you're afraid of that. Yet the word says that God has given us a spirit of love, not a spirit of fear. Now you claim you believe the Bible, but you're afraid to fail. And you going over to Africa. You going to Africa. That's why when people speak, it's not for everybody. On top of that, not only the change-o, but what else do you have? You have to pledge your allegiance to that form of government. Either you're going to have some money and then, say, hey, pay some people or whatever and get a tourist visa and extend it and keep on extending it. Or you're going to have to go over there with this exodus that's going to be falling under the New World Order. As I keep on telling y'all, Most of the people that speak about our exodus out of America, they skip over the time of Jacob's trouble. During the time of Jacob's trouble, the Antichrist is ruling the world, physically in the flesh. That has not happened yet. You see this call for reparations. I got some videos, Lord willing, coming on that. Japan is now telling America, hey, you need to pay the African Americans reparations. The African nations are talking about it. Co-President Joe Biden issued an apology. All these nations are issuing apologies now. Hey, it's time to pay this money. But have you counted the cost of what is going to come with accepting this money? I get my check. They want to give me my check. I take my check. As long as, let me read the stipulation to it. Oh, no, I ain't doing that. Keep your check. Keep your check. You don't think it's going to come with a cost? Come on, man. And y'all just worried about getting the check, getting the big old check so you can go blow it. You ain't educating yourself now to make the proper investments. You may not have the money, but you still gotta educate yourself. You still gotta gain the knowledge, the wisdom, understanding. You think when I got into real estate, I had the money? I didn't have the money. I had faith. Yes, I bought that land with the money that I did have. Yes, I moved my family from Georgia all the way over to Arkansas. I had a little bit of money for my business investments. I had a little bit of money from the investments that I made, and it paid. But when it came time to do the real estate, I didn't have no money. I was like, I'm going to save. If it take me 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, I'm saving. And then the Lord made a way with believers helping me. But at the same time, I was educating myself. I was gaining knowledge. I was gaining wisdom to be in the position that I'm in now. Sitting on positive equity. But y'all going to Africa without no plan. I got more to say, but I'm gonna go ahead and close it out because I already been on lunch for, well, not lunch, I keep on saying lunch, break longer than I need to. But with that being said, God bless each and every one of you in Jesus Christ's name. As always, stay focused for Jesus, and as you know, the truth is not debated, it is declared.